How do I advertise my business on YouTube? Wow, that can really get you into a mess of money, or maybe not. You know, there's a very famous saying by John Wanamaker: half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. Problem is, I don't know which half. There are a couple different ways that you can advertise on YouTube, and one may take a little bit of money, but the other one, I think you're going to want to hear about because it's got some really pleasing results. By the end of this video, you'll see a couple different ways that you can advertise on YouTube. One, the traditional way, and you'll have to calculate a budget and how long you want this to run. And the other way is a great way to steadily bring in clients, and maybe even for free. Let's get started. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. First, let me ask you this. What is your purpose for advertising on YouTube? What do you want to have happen? Too many times I speak with local business owners, small business owners, medium business owners, and they can't answer the simplest of questions. What is your number one goal with this campaign? If I were to look back at some number that tells me this was a success, what would the name of the number be? And then what number would it be? For example, are you looking for additional signups? How many do you want? Are you looking for subscribers? How many subscribers are you looking for? Are you looking for leads? What kind of lead are you looking for, and how many would that be? What are the goals of the campaign, and what are you going to measure this by? Too many times it gets lost in the shuffle, and honestly, what I hear over and over and over again is, well, I just want to get my name out there. Okay, give me $5,000 and I'll talk to the cameraman. How about that? Is that enough? That's not enough though, is it? That's not what you were looking for. You do have something in mind simply by knowing what you don't want. So what is it that you do want? Let's clarify that. And then depending on what your goal is, that will determine which path you want to take. Now, first of all, there's paid advertising. Well, just like the name implies, paid, there is going to be some money involved. There's going to be a budget involved. There's going to be a whole mess of analytics involved. Both of these techniques will have analytics, and we'll go over those as well. But paid, there's going to be a checkbook involved. And then when it comes to targeting your ads, you're going to need to know the demographics, who are the people you're trying to reach, audience segmentation, what are the age ranges, male, female, who are we talking to here, who is it most applicable to, how is this going to affect their life? All of these things come into play between demographics, psychographics, all of the things that help draw a picture of who it is that you're trying to reach. And then when you set up your account, your advertising account on YouTube, you give them your credit card number, you set your budget limits, and then throughout the day, they ding your credit card for however much you've spent, based on their algorithm and the people that they have found. Now, one of the biggest problems is the people who do see your ads, me included, as soon as I see an ad, I wait for that 5 seconds to tick down and then I say skip. Not a lot of people are going to see your ad. A few will. I will admit there are times when something is done really well, I think it's the content, and I ended up watching the vast majority, or it is something I am interested in. I'll start to watch it for a while and then go, oh, okay, I forgot, I want to watch that video. And then I'll skip past it. But I've seen about 20 to 30 to 40 seconds of your ad. Sometimes that works. And like John Wanamaker said, which half of that advertising is a waste? We just don't know. It can be very frustrating, and it can work. Paid advertising on YouTube is legit. It works. If it didn't, do you think some of the bigger brands would be doing it? Of course not. If they're sinking money into it, there's something there. The question is, are you tweaking it as much as they are? Do you have the resources to capitalize on it the way they do? That probably is going to be a no. But I'll tell you a much more significant way where instead of you chasing clients, they come to you. I'll talk to you about that in just a second. If this is making sense, if this is where you want to be with your business on YouTube, or even a podcast or a blog, let me know in the comments below. Is there something you want to see that I need to cover to propel you to the next level? Let me know. I want to make a video on it for you. The second method that I really, really like, and it really identifies the people who want to do business with you, is what I am doing right here, right now, and why you and I are talking right now. Shazam, did I get you? It's really amazing, and this is how it works. You saw it just by coming here. You typed in the question, how do I advertise my business on YouTube? That was the name of my video, verbatim. Your customers, your potential customers and clients, are asking questions just like that. They're asking about, let's say if you're a fitness coach, they're asking, tell me about macros. What supplements do I need? How do I do this exercise correctly? They're asking these questions. If you're a financial planner, they're asking about 401ks, investment, other investment vehicles. You've got mutual funds, and does it cost me money if I withdraw early? All of that kind of stuff is being asked already. They just don't know you exist. You've got an answer for that because that's in your wheelhouse. But they haven't found you yet. They don't know who you are. They don't even know you exist. So what you start doing is you start first, research those questions. Find the questions that people are already asking Google. And there are several different techniques to do that. I think I've covered that in some other videos. But look for the questions. If you even start typing a question into Google, what you think might be a question, it'll start spitting out answers, what could be your intent. Start answering those questions as your videos, and the people, just like you asked your question, those people will start to be looking up your questions, and they will come to you, and they will identify themselves. And you will see that in the number of views, and the number of subscribers, and the number of likes, and the number of comments. You'll see what's going on and what people are already thinking. That's how you get them to self-identify and come to you. And the only thing you spent money on was the production of the video. A YouTube channel is free. There's no advertising involved with that. It's your SEO that is bringing them in already. You meet them where they already are. I can't tell you how brilliant I love this. I love this technique. You have no idea. People self-identify, and you know they want what you're selling because they've stuck around and watched your videos. They raised their hand. It doesn't get any easier than that. So what's one of the best ways to do it? Well, my friend Nate Woodbury came up with a thing called the leaf strategy. Your core knowledge is like the tree trunk of the tree, okay? Investments. Let's say you're the investment advisor. Each branch is a different form of investing, whether it be 401ks, IRAs, mutual funds, anything like that. Those are the various branches. But way out at the leaf, at the tip of that branch is a leaf, a very specific question about 401ks, a very specific question about mutual funds, something along those lines. Find those questions, answer them specifically in a video, give them your answer, but you're going to use that language specifically as your title. And from there, you start creating, people will come to YouTube and they'll start typing in those questions again, and you're always the one that's popping up as one of the answers. And they see you over and over and over, and all these investing questions have got your picture on it. Well, obviously, you're the one that they need to be talking to, right? It becomes a very self-fulfilling prophecy, so to speak, that you're bringing people in because you've already answered all their questions. In fact, let me do this for you. I'll go one step further. Nate has given me several copies of his book. Check this out. It's called A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. This book covers all that. It covers his leaf strategy. It covers topic suggestions. It covers lighting, editing, audio, anything that you could think of that has to do with your YouTube videos, it's in this book. And if you just cover the printing costs and the shipping, there's no profit to anybody here. He gave them to me for free, and he's not making any money off of this. They're just yours. There's a link down below about this book. Click on that link, get your copy, and you are off to the races. Oh, it is such a great book. Read it, and you could probably get started this afternoon. Thank you. I am Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thanks for watching.